welcome to BFS Wargaming. So today we're taking a look at the Necron Forge world units. So we've done all of the units in the codex, so we'll have a look at the Forge world units out of the new Imperial Armor Compendium. So we have, to start off, we have the Canaptec Tombstalker, which is movement 10. It's a Canaptec, so it's 4 up ballistic skill and weapon skill. So you would be able to get that to a 3 up with the node from the Technomancer. Strength 6, toughness 7, wounds 9, attacks 6, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. So nice little. This is a monster. Obviously, it's Canaptec, and it has living metal command protocols and dimensional translocation, so it can come in from deep strike. This is, so its weapons, it has the Gauss Slicer, which is a rapid fire 2, strength 5, -1, 1 damage, 24-inch range. It's alright. It's a, you know, you're going to get 2 to 4 shots, strength 5, -1, 1 damage. And then what it's really there for, though, is the Tombstalker Claws, which would be strength 7, -2, 2 damage. Which is nice. Strength 7, -2, 2 damage. 6 attacks. You know, you can start taking out Marines. You know, 2 damage is quite nice. You can start dishing out some hurt. And for 90 points, it's, you know, it's not that bad. It can come up, you can get a charge off. If it was Novok or Custom Dynasty, you get a +1 to that charge coming out of Deep Strike, so you could get it to an 8-inch charge. Yeah, it's quite a good take. I think 9 wounds at toughness 7 is quite durable. So, you know, it should be able to take some. You're going to have to use some anti-tank to kill it. Yeah, so I think it's not bad for 90 points at all. Then you have the Canaptec Acanthrites. So you can have 3 to 6 of these. They move 12. 4 up again because they're Canaptec, so 4 up weapon skill, ballistic skill. Strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wounds, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 3+ save. Now these just have the one gun. The cutting beam, which is range 12, assault 1, strength 8, -4, d6 damage. If it's within half range, so it's within 6 inches, it's d6 +2. So a melter gun. You can't deep strike these, but they are -1 to hit with ranged weapons. So that's quite nice. They're a little bit harder to hit, but they are only toughness 5, 3 wounds apiece. They are 40 points a model, which is okay. I think they have a Void Blade as well, maybe. Yeah, they have a Void Blade as well. So they're alright. I mean, 2 attacks each, 40 points. They're okay. You might have to pay more for the cutting beam, actually. Let me just check that. Acanthrites. Nope. So that is with the cutting beam. So 40 points. Again, like, not bad. So you're going to have a between 3 and 6. So you're looking at 120 points for 3 of them. I mean, I can think of things I'd rather take than those for 120 points, but I definitely think that they're viable. They're not horrendous by any stretch of imagination. But yeah, I mean, if they could deep strike, then come up with them 12-inch melters, then, you know, they'd be a lot better. I'd think, okay, yeah, you can get 3 of these to come out of the ground, shoot their melters, then charge. Then you're like, oh, okay, these might have a bit of play. But I think because they don't have the deep strike, it makes them not as good. I mean, you could put them in strategic reserves, I suppose. So you could always do it that way. But strategic reserves with a 12-inch gun is still quite limiting. You can keep all of your good stuff away from the edge. So yeah, they're all right. The Canaptec Tomb Sentinel, sorry. So this is weapon skill and ballistic skill 4 up, movement 10, strength 6, toughness 7, 9 wounds, attacks 4, 3+ save. This is very similar to the Tomb Stalker, but this has better guns. So with this, you have... did I mention... No, I didn't. So the Canaptec Tomb Stalker also has a Gloom Prison, which is you can deny the witch. You get one deny the witch turn, which is really nice. And the Canaptec Tomb Sentinel has that as well. So that's just a really nice little extra that they get. So he has the Exile Cannon, which is range 18, heavy D6, strength 10, -4, 3 damage blast weapon. It's not bad at all. That 18-inch range is that little bit better. You have dimensional translocation, so you can come in from deep strike anywhere on the board. And then the attacks aren't quite as good. Still strength 7 -2, 2 damage, but you only have 4 rather than 6. This is more expensive, obviously, because the weapon is that much better. This is actually 125 points, but this would be my pick over the Tomb Stalker. I would take the Tomb Sentinel personally. That's just me personally. I would prefer to have that range, and then you've still got 4 attacks with the -2, strength 7, -2, 2 damage. So you're still getting a good amount of combat, but you're also getting that hit with the really good anti-tank weapon. So yeah, that would be my pick, would be the Tomb Sentinel. I'd prefer to pay the extra 35 points. So next up we have the Tesseract Arc. Tesseract Arc, so this is sort of a similar option to like a Doomsday Arc type thing. It's so it's movement 12, it has 3 brackets, but the top bracket, movement 12, weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 3+, strength 5, toughness 7, wounds 10, attacks 3, leadership 10, 3 up save. Now, this has one weapon with 3 different profiles. So the first one is it's for sort of real close range, or Overwatch is really good for Overwatch because it auto hits. So it's called the Particle Hurricane, 12-inch range, assault D6, has strength 4, -3, 1 damage. Okay, so this each time an attack is made with this weapon, that attack automatically hits the target, and a wound roll of a 2+ is always successful unless the target is a vehicle, and then it's a 6+. So if anything other than a vehicle charges you, you Overwatch, and you've got D6 shots that auto hit and wound on a 2+. It's only -3, 1 damage, but you know, you can take out a few models, say if they were orcs or 1 wound models, or you might be able to take out a couple of Primaris, which is quite big in terms of less attacks coming into you. Then you have the Seismic Latch, which is 24-inch range, assault D6. It is strength 5, -3, 3 damage. So nice. Then you have Solar Fire, which is 36-inch range, heavy D6, strength 8, -3, D6 damage. You also have Tesla cannons on there, but these can be replaced by Gauss cannons or particle beamers, up to you. So I think you have to pay extra depending on what you're taking. In fact, I'll check that out now to see what needs. Tesseract Arc. So yeah, plus 15 points for the Gauss cannon and 10 points for Tesla cannon. So then we have, it has living metal and command protocols. Everything obviously has living metal. If it has more than 1 wound. When this model is destroyed on a 4+, it explodes. Everything within 6 D3 mortal wounds. Has quantum shielding and hovering, which are in the, they're in the Annihilation Barge datasheet. Quantum shieldings, obviously you can't be wounded on a 1, 2 or 3, and it has a 5 up invuln, but this has a 4 up invuln instead of a 5 up invuln. So, really nice in terms of durability. It is toughness 7, so it's 1 more toughness than a Doomsday Arc, but it does have 4 less wounds. It only has the 10 wounds, but it has a 4 up invuln instead of a 5 up invuln. Now, points wise, the Tesseract Arc is 170, and then you say if you're taking the Gauss cannons, so I think if it's twin Gauss cannon, you get an extra 6 shots, strength 6, -3, D3 damage. That's an extra 15, so that would be 185 points compared to the 190 of Doomsday Arc. They are much for muchness. Like, for me, I personally would prefer the Doomsday Arc. They're both very swingy on their weapons. You have obviously the Gauss Flower Array on the Doomsday Arc, and yeah, I mean, other than that, like, this is probably more durable but less wounds. The Doomsday Arc has a slightly better anti-tank weapon, and I would say better anti-infantry weapons. But it's definitely not a bad choice, and it is durable. You could stick that on a objective, and it would, you know, if people have to try and get it off of a 4-up invuln and can't be wounded on a 1, 2, or 3, that makes it very durable. So it's certainly not a bad choice. I think I would just prefer to take the Doomsday Arc, but yeah, I could definitely see why someone would take this, 100%. But yeah, for me, the Doomsday Arc would win out. That's only my opinion, though. Certainly, I'm sure people will think this is better, especially in 9th, when holding objectives is so important in terms of scoring primary points and things like that. This is the more durable out of the two, I would say. So yeah. Okay, next up is the Night Shroud. So it's the Forge Well Flyer. Now this is, again, has 3 profiles, but top profiles: 20 inch to 50 inch move, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 6, toughness 7, 14 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 3+ save. So this is 1 more toughness, I believe, than the Doom Scythe. Yeah, so it has 1 more toughness than the Doom Scythe, and it has the twin Tesla Destructor. So I think it was 8 shots at strength 7, minus 0, no minus 1 damage. And then obviously on 6s you get extra hits, which is nice. It has the supersonic, airborne, and hard to hit, so it's -1 to hit. It doesn't have an invuln. So T7's not bad actually for a Necron Flyer. I think the others are T6, so, and it's got 14 wounds. It's still quite easy to kill. Now, its main thing on its datasheet is the Death Sphere Bombardment. This is what makes it unique. So once per battle in your movement phase, after this model makes a normal move or advances, you can select one enemy unit this model moved across as part of that move. If you do, roll 3d6 for each vehicle or monster in that unit. So say if there's 3 Talos, you get to roll 3d6, so it would be 9 d6, and on a 3+, each 3+, that's a mortal wound, which is quite nice. If not, then you just roll for each model in that unit. If it's not monster or vehicle, just roll a d6 for each model in that unit, up to a maximum of 12 d6, and on a 3+, it suffers a mortal wound. This is brilliant. Really, really good rule. Love it. It's once per battle, which makes it not that great. It's not, I mean, so it's 190 points for the Night Shroud with, and basically it's basically a Night Scythe, but can't transport and has 1 mortal wound bomb, which is okay. It's all right. If you could do that once per turn, or even 3 times per battle. If it was 3 times per battle, so you get to use it on 3 different turns, then I'm like, yeah, okay, this could be worth it. This could be quite good. Might be worth its points at 190 points. But for me, it's not that durable. I mean, you're going to get the bomb off. Probably first turn you'll try and get this bomb off before it dies, and then it's just like, it's got some Tesla guns on it. It's all right. Like, it's just not worth 190 points. There's so many other things I'd prefer to take for 190 points over this. So yeah, if it had 3 bombs and you could release one a turn, I think that would be really, it would be then worth taking. But at the moment, my personal opinion, I wouldn't ever take it. Not for the points. Okay, next up is the Gauss Pylon. So the Gauss Pylon has again 3 different damage table for its characteristics. Movement and weapon skill doesn't have anything. Ballistic skill is 3+, strength 6, toughness 8, 30 wounds, 3 up save, leadership 10. Then it says Gauss Annihilator. Before selecting targets, select one of the profiles below to make attacks with. So you have focus beam, 120 inches, 2d3. Strength 16, -4, d3 +6 damage. It's a blast weapon. Each time an attack is made with this weapon against an aircraft unit, add 2 to the attack's hit roll. So basically you're always hitting aircrafts on 1 pretty much, unless they're Eldar and they use lightning fast reactions, then you'd be hitting them on 3s, which I think you can live with. So absolutely devastating gun. The flux arc is 30 inch range, rapid fire 6, so you could get up to 12 shots in if they were close enough in 15 inches. Strength 6, -2 damage. It's quite nice. Then we have the Tesla arc, 3 inch range, assault 3d6, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, an unmodified hit roll of a 6 scores 2 additional hits. So it says teleportation matrix abilities. This model has the dimensional translocation. I'm not totally sure what teleportation matrix is. I have to look that up. Living metal command protocols, explodes. Friendly Necrons model will receive a 5+ invulnerable save against range attacks while they're within 6 inches of this model. So basically it gets 5+ invuln against range attacks, and it's toughness 8 and 30 wounds. So it's durable. I can't see anything that says that it can shoot in combat. It used to be able to shoot in combat with, I'm going to assume with at least this Tesla arc, because it's got a 3 inch range. So I'm assuming that's a rule somewhere, but let me know whether there's a rule that I've missed saying that it can shoot in combat, because I can't see on the data sheet. Okay, because if it's not, then it's really bad, because all you've got to do is just get in combat with it. It can't even hit you. It hasn't even got a weapon skill, so it can't even hit you in combat. And that is 475 points. It's got to be able to shoot in combat. Maybe that teleportation matrix is something to do with it. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, now on to the big boy, the Seraptic heavy construct. I can't speak. So, top profile, movement 12 inches, 3 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength 8, toughness 8, 28 wounds, 6 attacks, leadership 10, 3+ save. Now, this has some naughty weapons. The Singularity Generator is 36 inch range, it's heavy 3d3, and you get 2 of these. Strength 8, -3 d6 damage. It's a blast weapon. So you'd get 6d3 shots at something, or 3d3 at one, 3d3 at the other. Really, really nice, really strong. You can swap them two for 2 Synaptic Obliterators and 2 Transdimensional Projectors. The Synaptic Obliterators are 72 inch, heavy D3, so you get 2 of these, so it would be 2 heavy D3. Strength 16, -4, straight 6 damage. Really, really nice. And you get with that Transdimensional Projector, 24 inch range, heavy D6, strength 6, -2, 1 damage. Again, nice. That's a blast weapon as well. Then we have melee weapons, Titanic Forelimbs. So you have the Impaling Strike, which is ×2, so it'd be strength 16, -3, straight 5 damage. That's with 6 attacks, remember guys. Then we have the Reaping Sweep, which is double the amount, so you get 12 attacks at strength 8, -1, 2 damage. So both of them really good options. Obviously you've got an anti-infantry sort of horde option, and then you've got the vehicle and monster destroyer option. Then we have a Containment Field. This model has a 5-up invuln. That's a 5-up invuln against ranged and in melee, which is huge. So obviously like stuff like knights only have it against ranged unless you take a relic. It explodes on a 5+, and it does 2d in range of 2d6. Everything suffers d6 mortal wounds, which is naughty. Then it obviously has the Titanic where you can fall back and recharge, and move over stuff and that sort of thing. So this is 650 points. Now that is expensive. However, it is also very destructive, and at toughness 8 with 28 wounds and a 5-up invuln in combat and ranged, you know, it's got some durability there. It's not bad on the durability. It's got living metal as well, so you're going to be getting a wound back a turn, and it can use command protocols. I mean, it's good. Like 650 points is a lot, you know, it is a lot, but I think it is how much it should be. I think that's correctly priced. And is it hyper competitive? I don't know. I mean, I think you'd have to try it out, but you might find a list with it. But it's definitely, you bring that to the table, people are going to think, oh no, I've got to deal with this. And it depends what they're bringing, because that will destroy other, especially if you take the straight 6 damage and then you've got a straight 5 damage in combat. If you're playing like a mech list or like a very tank list, heavy list, then you know you're going to be really dishing out some wounds to it. So yeah, I think that's good option. Okay, next up we have, and the last thing we have, is Sentry Pollens. So you can take these between 1 and 3, in units between 1 and 3. Ballistic skill 3 up, strength 4, toughness 7, wounds 8, leadership 10, 3+ save. So you have the focused death ray. So these come with a Gauss Exterminator and a teleportation matrix. This teleportation matrix has got to be something to do with, either it gives it transdimensional location or it's something else, but I need to check the other wargear bit. So focused death ray, 36-inch range, heavy 1, strength 12, -4, d3 +3. So you can replace the Gauss Exterminator with a focused death ray or a heat cannon. Okay, so the Gauss Exterminator, which it comes with, is 48-inch range, heavy 2, strength 8, -3, d6. If it targets an aircraft, you add 2 to the hit roll. Heat cannon is 36-inch range, heavy d6, strength 8, -4, d6, and this is a melter, so within half range, +2 to the damage. So some really good options on all of them. Obviously you're doing different things. You've got the heavy one. I mean, looking at it, I think I'd probably take the heat cannon, but the heat cannon is +25, so it starts at 100 points, and then it would be 125 points for the heat cannon. Yeah. So 125 points for something that can't move. Don't know. I mean, I don't think I'd take these. It's just not the way I would personally play. They have transdimensional location, so you can just bring them in anywhere you want. Have living metal command protocols. They explode on a 6, d3 mortal wounds within 6. Artillery battery. When you first set up on the battlefield, you can set them up anywhere within 6 inches of each other, and then they are just treated as separate units after that. So if you bring them in like a unit of 3, for instance. Yeah. 125 points. I think, like, for instance, I would probably prefer to take a Stalker. Oh, you can take them for 100 points with the original weapon, but a Stalker for, like, with the Heat Ray for 140 points, I think has a lot more usability. So I don't think I'd take a Sentry Pylon, but it's cool. They're there. There's the option to take them if you want. So in summary, I think the Tomb Stalker and the Tomb Sentinel are really good choices. Not so keen on the Acanthrites, but the Sentinel and the Stalker, yeah, I think they're good, nice choices depending on how you want to play them. But yeah, really, like, just as an extra, if you've got a spare 125 points or 90 points, you think, yeah, I might stick one of them in. It's like quite cool, a bit different. Tesseract Dark is alright. I think it's well pointed. It's quite durable. I mean, I wouldn't rush out and buy one myself, because I think I'd just use like a Doom's Dark instead. Night Shroud, in my opinion, not worth it. I'd prefer to take either a Doom Scythe or a Night Scythe all day. Gauss Pylon, 475 points. It's quite durable, but it's not doing loads. Like, I feel like it could probably get tied up in combat quite easily. I mean, I know you can shoot what you're in combat with, but yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. I wouldn't rush out and buy one of them either. The Seraptic Heavy Construct, I think, is definitely a viable option. I think it would be a lot of fun. This is something that I would probably buy, just because I think it's a really cool model and it would just be fun to play. Like, I'm not even, like, not maybe competitively, but even just to play for fun, I just think it would be cool. And then the Sentry Pylons, yeah, they're alright, you know, and it's not like they're horrendously pointed or anything. I just, yeah, if you've got some, cool, use them. Do you know what I mean? They're not, put them in and have fun with them. But again, I wouldn't rush out and buy them. So probably the only things I would really consider buying is the Tomb Stalker, the Sentinel, or the Heavy Construct. They're the only three out of all of those that I would consider purchasing myself. But you may completely disagree with me. Let me know if I've missed anything. Obviously, all of these things are usable with the Necron Codex. So maybe you've seen something that you can cross with the Codex using relics, or, you know, something that can buff those and make them a lot better. Obviously, you have the buff for the Canaptec stuff. You have some stratagems for Canaptec stuff. You have the custom dynasty to use with the Canaptec stuff. So there are things there which are definitely can be used and are cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Forge World rules and the units. Let me know if you're going to be buying any, or if you've already got some that you're going to be using. Would be really interested to hear all your points of view. So thanks for watching, stay lucky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.